Ptsd here. Sorry about last week. Oh wow, my voice is like all. You know what? Allergies. That's gotta be. My voice has been kind of scratchy today. Of course, I don't normally talk, so I'm only noticing now that I'm trying to start recording. Well, I talk. It's just usually to Rocky, and it's not a normal person talk. But I wanted to say I'm sorry for last week, but I knew I needed to post something. I really didn't want to. I didn't feel up for it. But I kept telling myself that if I want to talk about my life with PTSD, then I've got to keep to the schedule and show even if it's a bad day. And it's been kind of a bad couple of weeks. Being able to work on creating costumes has really, really gotten me through all this crap. Just way too much stress on my shoulders. But it's like I'm able to, when it comes to the creation of the crafts, I have control there. It's one of the few areas of my life that I do have control. You know, I control where I put the stitches. I control eventually the end outcome. You know, what it finally looks like it's what I decide. Or, you know, would I collaborate with someone to decide? Like with the commission. I'm still working on the beading. I took a break from that and wound up knocking out. I have completely done my dress. Well, not completely done. I still have to do the decorations, but I have to decide on whether I'm going to do stripes in the puff paint or if I'm going to do more smiles, more of the grins, the Cheshire grins like I'm doing on the apron. I have gotten as far as I can with my commission until my die comes in. I had actually bought everything they had at Joann's, but they just didn't have enough of what I needed. I keep going back and they still don't have it, so I'm glad I ordered it. And I ordered it from Joann's. I just was able to order it online and get as much as I needed versus, well, this isn't something we normally sell, so we'll keep, one or two bottles. You don't normally have someone coming through and wanting to dye a whole bunch of fur. Oh, I love how it's turning out, though. It's still so soft. So soft. And I found a trick. I cleaned one of Rocky's brushes. I cleaned it really good. And I started to brush through the fur after I dyed it. And it got it back to that really fluffy state. And a little tidbit if you're ever working with fur, and you've got a brush like that, it is perfect for going along the seams and brushing out the fur so you don't wind up like on teddy bears, how when you sew everything together and sometimes you'll see, or any stuffed animal really that has a lot of fur, you'll see around the seams how the fur is all tucked in and everything. But yeah, I used his brush and just brushed that out and it took care of everything. Now it just looks like it's like the seam disappears. It's like, yes. Oh, yes. So seeing these things come together and being able to work on them has got me through. But it has really, really been rough. today's the first day I've really had any kind of energy. I've been stuck dealing with just a real lack of energy, really tired all the time, normal stuff. And of course, I can't tell if it's because we are in the process of changing my antidepressants or if it is because of the situations that unnamed peoples continue to put me in. They know how to push my buttons and they know how to use my PTSD against me. And they do everything they can to, I feel they are doing everything they can to cause me to snap. But I have enough, thankfully I've got enough of a support network with my therapist. And I've got, access to both the National Crisis Line and the VA Crisis Line. And I've also got my primary care here in the community. So I've got, and my family and friends. I've got plenty to help me and to reach out to. And people that'll be right there if I need it, when I need it. So I don't expect to crack the way they want me to. But it sucks. It's like I can feel my heart just spasming's not the right word, cramping's not the right word. It's just, and I know it's just probably all in my head, or probably just the anxiety, but it's like there's a pressure that surrounds the heart and just starts to squeeze. And you just want to try and get some release, get it to stop squeezing. And sometimes a good cry, it takes a good cry. Sometimes it takes more than that, and you really do need to talk to someone. Thankfully, I had my therapist I was able to reach out to when I was crashing. And again, I've got access to the crisis lines. And I highly, highly encourage anyone who is in crisis or even just close, get help. I've found that it takes a fight, and you have to be able to be strong for yourself and keep pushing through and keep fighting and just keep taking it one step at a time. Whatever you have to do to get through. Find something that gives you a sense of accomplishment. Something that's small and that's easy for you to do. For me, it's crafting, sewing, making jewelry, just something craft oriented. But just do something that gives you that sense of, look, I can do this. And show yourself your value. Because we all have value, we just don't always see it. And a lot of times it's harder for us, the individual, to see than others. Other people are like, what are you talking about? You're awesome. You've got this, that, this other thing. And you're sitting going, really? I feel like I'm barely holding on. But I really want to, I don't, my experiences come from the VA. And I know CBS World News was just reporting on this last night, and the veterans, and don't give up. The VA sucks balls, and you're gonna have to fight. But I promise you, you are worth the fight. Don't let the VA and the bureaucracy and the broken system win. You are strong. You got this. Contact the crisis line. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it with that. Trying to make these a bit shorter so that I'm not boring everybody. But yeah. I really don't know what else to say, and yet I feel like I should say so much more. It's just, reaching out to those I knew I needed to, and having others reach out to me, just reminding me that they're there, is what is continuing to get me through, along with having this escape and being able to see progress in something, seeing something come together that I know is my doing. But everyone be safe, and don't ever be ashamed to ask for help. Gonna leave everyone with that. See you next week.